Black rack, barbed wire, politician's funeral pyre, innocents raped with napalm fire, 21st century schizoid man. Anyway, enough of all that. Why is this going on? Why am I so bothered about it? Why do I do this? Why are people still asking, what difference does it make? Deary me. So I'm here to tell you what difference it makes. What difference it's made to me, and what difference, hopefully, it'll make to existence, to the human psyche, when it's all revealed, when everybody wakes up finally. Probably would have to be on the telly, but I hope not, because anyway, I hope people have thrown their fucking tellies out. Throw it away. Throw it out. Unless you like being patronised and having propaganda fed to you 24/7, because that is the extent of how the television is these days. When I was a lad, there were only I think only 3 channels, maybe even 2. I can remember 3 anyway. When I was very small, and it wasn't on all day. It wasn't on in the morning. It wasn't on at night when you went to bed. It was closed down, or whatever it was called, shut down. It wasn't called that. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, but now that's not enough. They want to ramp it up, so it's constant. If you want to sit there and watch it, even when you're asleep, you can do. But anyway, enough of TV and the nonsense that you'll see on it. What does it matter? Well, what does it matter? The shape of the earth. It doesn't matter to me whether it's round, shape of a biscuit tin, or whatever. And that saddens me when I hear people say that, because the fundamentals for life is what it's all about. And if you don't know where you are, how the hell can you live a life? How can you base your life on something that you don't know, or or is a lie? Because if you believe the spinning ball bullshit, then you are programmed, brainwashed, stupid. They've washed all your logic and common sense out and replaced it with pseudo-scientific, religious bullshit. And you lap it up. More Brian, Brian. Lord God, Brian Cox. Very sad. I am very sad for you. So, that's why it matters. If you want to build your life and the dysfunctional bollocks that it brings on the heliocentric nonsense model, then that's up to you. Now, when I say nonsense, it's not because it doesn't make sense to me as an individual, because I don't understand it, because I'm so fucking stupid. No, I understand it perfectly clearly, the heliocentric model, and it doesn't make sense. It's unscientific bullshit. And that the word nonsense means it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have any scientific basis. It's it's pseudoscience. And being somebody who understands that the Earth is not a spinning ball, don't you think that I would have gone into it very, with a fine-tooth comb, the heliocentric model I'm talking about, to, well, I tried to prove it to myself because I thought, no, this can't be right. Whoa! Flat what? And you've got to let go of all that religious pseudoscience that you've been fed since you were at primary school, and get a grip. Grow up. Grow a set of bollocks. And that, I appreciate that might be difficult if you're a woman, but what I mean is grow a fucking spine. Oh, he's one of them flat earthers. He's a freak. If you can't handle people saying that about you, pointing fingers at you, then what are you? You don't have a backbone. Oh, I'll just run with this crowd because they think, and I'll just fit in, and I want to fit in because I haven't got a mind of my own. Fair enough. If that's what you want to do, you go right ahead and do it. And then when everything, well, the dysfunction that we see in the human race is because of this, in my opinion. It's because we've been fed bullshit that doesn't make sense. And people maybe kind of know that and are just pushing it away. Oh, no, 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 don't let them thoughts come. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe that's what it's like for some people. So, being a builder, kind of semi-retired now. I'll do work if it's necessary and it helps people, and I get paid for it, of course. Sometimes, but being a builder, you couldn't construct anything on something that's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. You just couldn't do it. So I've never done that. I've only built structures on a static plane. That's all I've done. Don't think I've ever built anything on something that's moving at 1,000 miles an hour. No, can't think that I have. There you go. It would be impossible. And everything that's built is built plumb, hopefully. Unless it's windy, No, plumb and level. And that's your aim. Of course, to attain that perfectly it's a real skill, actually. And the materials you use, if you're using stone, which is all different shapes, then you've just got to do it over an average, with a plumb line or whatever. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. I must say, people have been talking about the what Dell was on about. I've heard Antonio talk about it as well. Building, well, it's difficult to describe, but building a level structure over water, so you can see if the water deviates. So you start off with a plumb line, a plumb structure, and then build at right angles to that. And of course, you don't really need to do it for a mile. You could do it for a quarter of a mile. There should be a 2-inch drop, and that's easily, I mean, 2 inches. You can easily see that. But it's how you would do it, because if you go a quarter of a mile and it's not supported, I don't think there's anything that could actually be like that and not dip with its own weight. And you'd also need something that was absolutely precisely measured to be square, and something lightweight and perfectly engineered, like engineering bricks are supposed to be identical, but they're not always. I must say they're not. And so, and of course, the mortar joint would also pose a bit of a problem. You'd have to make sure each one was perpendicular, and then the globe Earth idiots would say, well, it's just perpendicular to the center of the Earth, for fuck's sake. And each time you did it, but oh dear. So, but what I propose, this might sound a little weird, but why not just use Lego? Because Lego bricks are absolutely precise, and they're quite light. I know half a mile of them wouldn't be that light, but you could support them using some kind of, you see, it's got to be over water, but what if what if the structure is on by the side of by the water's edge, so you could actually not tidal, obviously, it would have to be a lake, a big long lake, or Loch Ness maybe, I don't know. But Lego would seem, I know it sounds a bit strange, but it would seem more practical to me. Anyway, I know it's very expensive, Lego. If it wasn't so expensive, I would have loads of it, because I think it's great. I used to love it when I was a child. My sister hated it because I had a big tub of it, and I used to rake around looking for the bit I wanted and make a terrible noise while she was trying to watch television. Sorry. But I think it did me more good than watching the telly. But anyway, I think that's a really great idea. Yet, even though if it was done, the people, the insane loonies, who think they're laying on a spinning ball, would find a way to pick faults in it, even though it's so obviously the way to prove that water doesn't bend. Even though, come on, I mean, does it need proof? Does it need any more proof? Water does not bend. Are you? Anyway, and the other thing I'm really fucking fired about is people will insist on thinking that, if they're on a ball, how is there ever a bulge when you're looking? Okay, you can look, and you can look up, and you can look down, and you can look directly in front of you, straight ahead, parallel with across the water that you might be looking over. Don't look down. And we know this because, hey, we can put a camera on a tripod and level it perfectly. Like the tripod level is it's like a little glass bubble, dome, and there's a little bit of air in that, and you've got to get that air bubble perfectly centered, and then it's level all ways. We use water or some kind of liquid to do that, for fuck's sake. So when you do that with a camera, it's not looking down, it's looking level across, like like that line there that runs across there, it doesn't look at a fucking bulge of the earth that isn't there. How can it be looking at something that isn't there for a start? How can it be looking down when you've got a level instrument? So, calm down. So, when you see people describing, they've viewed this across there and they've got this bulge, no need for the bulge. You're doing great stuff, probably, but there's no need to draw the bulge in for the idiots, like the globe idiots that think that they're looking at a fucking bulge. When you're looking at across water, the water rises up, and the globe believers think that that is the bulge. Oh, for fuck's sake! But when you're in a corridor, a straight, level corridor, long corridor, why does the floor appear to rise? That's not. There's no bulge in the floor. Anyway, I better stop now because I know you'll get sick. But just wake up, grow up, and become your own person. Don't listen to bullshit. Listen to your own instinct. Yeah, because you know that you're not living on a spinning ball. It's fucking obvious. It's I don't know. The only other thing I can think of is beating you all to death, and I don't really want to do that. I haven't got the time. No, I wouldn't. I would never beat anybody's. Well, maybe one or two. No, I really wouldn't. But the options are getting narrower, shall we say? But it's about time that you did something to bring yourself into reality if you believe in a spinning ball. So anyway, I set the drums up yesterday in my new place. And so, Russ, if you're listening, I know you probably won't be, but I'd like you to come round so I can pray the fuck out of them to see if I can be heard. So anyway, bye-bye.